I'm sure that we need a microphone here. I'm talking about this microphone right now. I don't rap, I don't rhyme, but I find time to look at my life a bit more. Words, words, words. He's referencing all sorts of stuff. If you already do anything else, grab some tea. That's too hot. It's black tea. It smells and tastes good. But it needs more time to cool. Meme culture.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every done.
I'm getting back on track with
Ew.
Ticker. Fresh.
From the allegations of slipping up running the Adrian Dittman account, role-playing as a superfan of himself on X, to changing his name to Kekius Maximus in a reference to mid-2010s humor, it would seem the richest man in the world is having some issues, or perhaps a midlife crisis. Not to mention, there's the Cybertruck explosion and the fights over H-1B visas, with one thing after the other keeping Elon in the headlines. So I'm sure you've heard about the Dittman allegations, but let's go over them to give a clear presentation of what's happening. Essentially, there's an account on X called Adrian Dittman, who shares many similarities with Musk, and during a live session even referred to himself as I when talking about Musk. The idea that the man would feel the need to do such a thing is bizarre and has captured the attention of many. Then, Musk briefly changed his name to Kekius Maximus and posted referring to his character on Path of Exile 2 reaching level 80. But there's context at play here. In the 2010s, Pepe the Frog was probably one of the most popular memes to spread across the internet. It was associated extensively with Trump's initial campaign for the 2016 election, as well as fostered connections to alt-right groups, although it's easy to say that any such connections have strongly faded as Pepe becomes so universally spread, even becoming a symbol of resistance in Hong Kong back in 2019. Furthering Elon's connections to 2010s humor are the words Kekius Maximus. Kek became a replacement for LOL thanks to World of Warcraft in the early 2000s, when typing LOL would be translated to Kek between Horde and Alliance communications, and eventually it was assimilated into wider digital culture as a language meme. Then Kek became closely associated with Pepe when it was realized that the ancient Egyptian deification of primordial darkness, Kek, has the head of a frog. Couple this with a general obsession with Rome in the film Gladiator, and you've got Kekius Maximus in 2024 blowing up as a meme coin cryptocurrency. At the end of the day, the memes and drama surrounding Elon Musk represent his ability to cultivate a media circus around himself, for better or for worse, and channels like this one and others are going to find that extremely interesting, which will only ever serve the man's interests as they keep giving him the attention he craves. In short, Elon Musk's goofy antics have put him on the headlines of social media, even whilst he complains about the fact that he is constantly insulted on the platform he owns, turning the richest man in the world into a consistent laughingstock as he uses memes from the 2010s and allegedly roleplays as a superfan of himself. What meme would you guys like me to give a lesson in next? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe! Or else.
Wow, that was a trip of like 10 years worth of stuff. Oh no. I'll go through that eventually. Random photos from a friend of mine who I haven't talked to for what feels like a few months now. But it's not worth it. I forget sometimes how old the Pepe Frog meme is. It's madness. And I'm one of the first thoughts that I even had when the freaking you know what happened this past couple of days. The new year is the beginning of the second quarter of the 21st century. What century are we in? Yeah, 21st. 22nd. I'm just going full Star Trek for a bit, for a sec there. It's madness. Madness. What? Oh, that's another old meme. For the rest of the auction out do while I'm throw that on there for my jewel crafter. For some jewel crafting. That he'll be crafting some jewels. Actually, he won't. He'll just be making jewels out of that. Nice hippogriff. Must be so cool. Place is old. Whoa. No, it's the wrong time of day to look at it anyways. Moving on.
These are places where families are often.
Monk.
While most people avoid spending the night in jail, Jean Beliveau jumped at the opportunity. For the past 3 years, Beliveau had been walking from country to country with the goal of circumnavigating the globe on foot. This required sleeping in tents, strangers' homes, and the occasional jail cell along the way. But this morning, as Beliveau was ready to leave, the police chief, who had agreed to his sleeping arrangement, was nowhere to be found, and the guards weren't buying his story. Few people have the time or desire to walk such extreme lengths. However, research shows that adding even a modest amount of walking to your daily routine can dramatically improve your health. So, what exactly happens to your body when you increase your daily step count? A single afternoon stroll can improve your mood and ease symptoms of anxiety and depression. Walking, especially at a brisk pace, is thought to trigger the release of pain-relieving endorphins and curb the release of the stress hormone cortisol. Within weeks of adding more steps to your routine, your body adapts. While it may seem simple, walking requires the coordination and effort of many muscles in your legs, torso, and back. To keep up with the increase in energy demand, the vessels around these muscles are remodeled to deliver more oxygen. At the same time, your heart becomes more efficient at pumping blood. In a few months, these changes can lower your blood pressure and reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke. Carrying the weight of your body as you walk places stress on the bones. But this stress actually makes the bones stronger, as it stimulates the absorption of calcium and minerals.
Uh-oh. Shoot! You did! Oh, that's a really good catch. Yeah. I'm gonna pull that out right now so I don't forget about that. Give me 1 sec. Alright. Your ID has been found. It is on the table. And, maybe you should make a stop back here, tonight to pick that up. It's probably not a big deal to wait till Friday. But, yeah. I will keep it, on hand so we can remember that, because that's a pretty important thing. Of course, no worries. Are you on break right now? Do your best to stay close to the speed limit, please. How long do you have? Oh, and do you have did you have tea? Because I have tea. Black tea. This is the ASMR section. Okay. Well, I hope everything's been going okay and it hasn't been too busy. You know, I want you to be in good shape and, you know, not worrying about things. I'm currently getting some stuff washed upstairs and I might be making a trip over to Ace Hardware to pick up some light bulbs for the kitchen. But this we'll figure out. Yay, green tea. Do you see how slow? I feel like this is really slow. My communication's really slow. What? Oh no. Yes. Well, I feel like it's been very busy every day for you so far. This entire last few days have been madness for you. Well, hope that you are able to get through it okay without too much issue. I hope that have there been any dogs that have come by the windows or the front? You listening to me with headphones? I honestly... Get over here, Malorn spirit. Yeah! Whoa. Whoa! Check this out. Spirit Tiger. Oh man, I wish that somebody here knew what challenge tames. Spirit Claw will one-shot players wearing armor? What? Damage dealt increased by target's armor. Whoa! You have to wear no armor? What? That's wild. That's super weird. That's a cool find. I pet. Pet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Beast Hunter only tameable. That's really cool. I just... And I'm all my stuff up right now. I should probably buff myself. Beast Mastery. Sathria's Root. Yeah. Not my favorite. That was really cool. What a weird thing to come across. And I'll never see it again. Can I has buff? Yay. Oh, I'm gonna see what achievements are left. Andrazor, Kelbnar, and Ceres. Might be able to get them some pretty strong. Oh yeah, I only found out about that recently, but he's not there all the time. I think he's only there during one of the dailies. Here he is. Oh, and the buff is like your next ability will deal extra damage. It's not super wild. Oh no. Oh my god, this is not the time. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Good luck with the rest of the day. Love you.
That's why years of consistent walking can help retain bone density, which usually declines with age. Building a lifelong walking habit comes with many other benefits, from aiding in weight management to reducing your risk for type 2 diabetes, numerous cancers, and dementia. Simply put, walking is exercise. And unlike other forms, it doesn't require equipment and is often more accessible to people of varying ages and fitness levels. While activity trackers usually build 10,000 steps as the ideal benchmark, studies show that any increase in steps per day can yield health benefits. And these steps don't need to be taken continuously. For those who live in walkable neighborhoods, steps are easily accumulated throughout the day, walking to work, to pick up groceries, or to meet with friends. And living where shops and amenities are easy to get to on foot comes with its own set of perks. Residents in these communities are often less reliant on vehicles, which translates to improved air quality and reduced local greenhouse gas emissions. And it can even change the way you see the world. One study of seniors in Hong Kong found that those living in more walkable neighborhoods reported feeling less loneliness and more life satisfaction than those living in less walkable neighborhoods. So, why doesn't everyone just walk more? One big reason is that many people don't have access to safe, well-maintained places to stroll. Despite the known benefits of walking, many cities and towns have been designed with only driving in mind. State and local governments across the globe often prioritize funding for highways and roads over sidewalks and public
transit
and
talk.
even when
Let's
walking
go.
spaces exist, the routes to get to them aren't always pedestrian friendly. In the US, residential and commercial areas are typically zoned separately and often only connected by busy roadways. But there are ways to make places more foot-friendly. In 2013, Vancouver city officials opened the Comox-Helmken Greenway, taking a 2-kilometer road and converting it into a walkable and bikeable space. Studies found that after opening, people living close to the Greenway got more exercise, reduced their daily car trips by 23%, and cut their personal greenhouse gas emissions by 21%. And even small measures can help. In places like Bethel, Vermont, for example, community members have improved the walkability of their downtowns by adding simple features like painted crosswalks and curb extensions. As for Beliveau, the guards eventually let him out. He'd walk over 75,000 kilometers in total to complete his journey. But it's clear you don't have to take quite this many steps to see an impact.
Hooray!
While we work on making our communities more walkable, we can also work on making driving more environmentally friendly. Find out which cars are most fuel efficient.
You don't know about
I definitely do try to walk quite a bit. Actually, I've made a very good habit of always going up and down stairs 2 steps at a time, and I more gallop upstairs. And since I live in a multi-story house, I have the opportunity to pretty much just bound up and down multiple stairs. And it's very nice. I like it a lot. But at the same time, spending some time outside is definitely not a bad idea. It's just difficult to throw into my day every once in a while. But I do it every once in a while. Moving on. The production value for this seems to go up every year. It's wild. What is this horror movie intro? Or like, oh my god. This is so mad. Still lit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, the production value. My god. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Edition 2024 Disappointment PC t-shirt on store.gamersnexus.net. Like a band tour date shirt of never-ending disappointment, this shirt features a brand new design approach for us. It uses a dithered dot pattern at the bottom of a waterfall of green oxidation on the front for fading effect, just like how Intel's CPUs are faded. The back of the shirt has each of the major disappointments this year, including a CPU-shaped zero in 2024. Intel makes multiple appearances this time, with EK, Asus, and NZXT as runners-up. The front features a reprised FE hourglass design, this time broken, filled with rust and oxidation, and helmed by Intel's nightmarish CPU disaster. The components on the front are overgrown, to represent a hopeful version of our dystopian mega-corporate future. To support our testing efforts and consumer advocacy going into 2025, visit store.gamersnexus.net and grab one of these shirts in comfortable 100% cotton or in tri-blend. They're in stock and shipping now. Thank you for your support as we go into next year. This year had some excellent launches, like the AMD 9800X3D, helping close out the year with a really strong CPU. The meshless AIO that we reviewed, with its unique cross-flow fan, was actually a pretty good case and innovative. There was also the Intel Battlemage B580, where all of us were on the edges of our seats trying to see if Intel's GPU division would live to see another day. And it looks like they probably will, because this was a good launch. The Haven case, the HS420, had excellent engineering and build quality. This case came together extremely well. There were good things that happened this year, actually a lot of them. But we're not here for that. We already recapped the best things of the year. We have 3 whole videos on it that we put out in the last couple weeks, so you can check those out if that's what you want. What we're here for is all of this stuff. And then we ran out of tables. Otherwise, there would be more stuff.
The Silicon Desert.
The year started out slow. It started with just sort of bland GPUs. The Super Series, they weren't that super. They were kind of lame. The 7600 XT followed that up, strapping a bunch of VRAM onto a card that really can't do anything with it. And then there was AMD's misconfigured STAPM, which is an acronym no one remembers on a CPU that also nobody remembers. CableMod had its melting adapter issue where it actually issued a full recall.
Oh, excuse me. Jeez.
And then we get to the actual disappointments for the years. All of this so far, it's just sort of standard. It's run of the mill. It's it wouldn't have been a big loss if it fell. It's disappointing, but it's not truly what makes this series
Oh,
what it
man.
is. The MSI Claw helps to start that. Ew. Squishy. So the MSI Claw launched and it failed. And then we get into the collapse of EK water blocks. Asus scamming us with their warranty process in what became a multi-part series, including a sit-down interview in our series of sit-down interviews with very uncomfortable executives. And then the Intel instability issues on the 13th and 14th gen really started blowing up.
Oh, I haven't gotten this quest before.
Investigative work kicking that off.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, no.
Intel had multiple generations of products malfunctioning from major degradation issues, something that's still happening today to CPUs that started degrading prior to the multiple rounds of BIOS updates. In other disappointments, we had multiple companies expose their warranty servers publicly. Zen 5 caused absolute chaos at launch. A $5,000 computer from Corsair, a case from Corsair, and a rental computer with the dystopian future set by a CEO who can't even say the words, "We messed up," without 2 cuts in 3 words.
I want to acknowledge that we messed up.
But ultimately, the big name executives think they set the stage for what's going to be talked about. So let's just see what they thought we'd be talking about for this year.
AI, 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 AI,
Oh, it hurts.
Wow! We'll start the recap with NVIDIA, which hopefully won't disappoint us this January. But for 2024, they did. The Super Series started us off. And looking back at the year in its entirety, somehow these cards, they no longer seem quite as disappointing as some of the other launches. Lame, yes. And in that sense, by extension, disappointing. But not quite as bad as what we'll get to later. The 40 Super Series in general is sort of best summed up by, what was that word we used in our review? But it was so boring and lame that in our 4080 Super review, we didn't even publish individual game charts for the benchmarks. We published this chart showing the 4080 versus the 4080 Super, telling you, unlike NVIDIA and AMD with the RX 7600 XT launch, we're not going to waste anyone's time with bullshit today. The answer is 1 to 3%. We spent 20 hours testing and validating that behavior.
It's essentially a refresh. It's good if you don't have to get it, if you're not replacing. It's good if you're replacing an old GPU, not if you already have the newest stuff.
Both of them existed at the same time, but it was the least lame of the 3. And actually, some of our commenters summed it up the best. This commenter wrote, quote, "Pretty good specs for a $400 GPU." It is $400, right? Right? And then there was the 4070 Ti Super, which is a name, and that is the order of the suffixes.
Only gamers know that joke.
But the best thing that came out of the Super Series launch in general was selfishly just on our side, where we got to explore some new testing methodology and try to advance some things. So we played around with the concept of frames per joule or joules per frame, depending on how you look at it. And this commenter gave us the brightest moment of the 4070 Ti Super review. Quote, joules per frame means that you can also measure calories per frame, which means that you can also measure hamburgers per frame, which means that you can also measure pizzas per second as frame rate. But the Super Series wasn't the only boring launch at the beginning of the year for GPUs. We also had, and we'll come back to UB subscribed, the AMD 7600 XT. They're refreshing it with the Super Series, and AMD's got the 7600 XT coming out tomorrow. I don't think I get to go home tonight or tomorrow night, but we'll get them done. And what was one of our funnier thumbnail poses and more direct and helpful thumbnail texts of the year, we found the 7600 XT to simply not be worth it. But these were mostly just, again, boring, sort of slightly disappointing, like an appetizer of disappointment. Let's move on to the truly disappointing stuff. In hardware news this year, we read multiple stories about Ubisoft's obsession with moving gaming to subscriptions, saying that you should just get used to it.
And Ubisoft recently found itself in controversy for statements about subscription models in video games and for video game purchasing. We'd love to read the Forbes article on it, but we couldn't find the article on this page, so we went to PC Gamer. We couldn't find the article on that page either.
The short version of what happened is Ubisoft's executive said this, quote, one of the things we saw is that gamers are used to, a little bit like DVD, having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. They got comfortable not owning their CD collection or DVD collection. That's a transformation that's been a bit slower to happen in games. So it's about feeling comfortable with not owning your game. The company's stock price has fallen 48% since January 1st, as of this writing, to $2.63 per share from a little over $5 per share. Ubisoft has been Ubisued for what the firm says is duping customers. And the company announced plans to shut down its brand new game, X Defiant, killing the online service title within a year of its launch, while depressingly unlocking all of its content. Maybe Ubisoft would find more success if it added loot boxes and gambit mechanics to its games. Probably make a lot of money doing that. But now we move to the real hardware stories, which will skip a few and jump to the MSI Claw. When it first was launching, we had asked for a review sample.
Everyone's really good at DPS now.
It wasn't available yet in the US. And MSI said, sure, no problem. And then it later said, actually, we won't be able to get one to you for a few months. We're not entitled to review samples. That's totally fine. So I replied and said, no problem. We'll go to Taiwan and buy one. At this point, the company immediately sent us a sample that had been tampered with and pre-benchmarked. We still bought one in Taiwan, though, so we used that for our review instead since it was retail, new in box. No amount of tampering, though, could fix a product that ultimately just sucked. Our conclusion for the Claw review was pretty simple. Can't really say it much better today than I could back then, so here it is. There's no reason to settle for good enough when better is cheaper. The Claw was an impressive feat of inadequacy. Not only was Intel's GPU solution half-baked and its drivers buggy, but MSI's software was broken and unresponsive. Its $800 price tag also made it instantly uncompetitive against a market filled with good handheld gaming solutions that had better performance, better battery life, more stability, and better prices. In no world would that Claw have ever made sense. And what made it funnier was when I did buy one in Taiwan and when the store clerk couldn't understand why I possibly would want an MSI Claw.
在这里很多人买这个吗？你今天以前听说过这个吗？
有听过，有看过，但没有看到有人买过。
One of our viewer comments summed it up appropriately and said this: store clerk, why would you buy one? Me, my job is to become disappointed. The EK story this year was wild. It was one of the biggest investigations we've ever done. They appear both in April for EK's collapse and in September for EK going downhill. And there was like one in the middle somewhere. But EK, the story started out as the company not paying its contractors or suppliers, to which the company effectively responded, basically, well, yes, that's true, but we do pay our employees. And then it stopped paying them too. EK also held threats of jail time over people's heads for talking about not being paid. And the deeper we dug into the EK story, the more intriguing it was. We made this actual red string map and eventually found a number of questionable ties and seemingly endless drains on resources to friends of EK executives rather than paying its own staff or suppliers. EK's bank accounts were more recently frozen, with the Slovenian government stepping in to ensure employees were actually paid. And more recently, EK's Edvard Koenig posted a video saying, "No, seriously, this time we've fixed it."
At EK, our mission has always been to serve our community, our loyal customers, B2B partners, and suppliers with integrity.
I don't know, maybe they sprayed perfume on the rotting fish head or something, but they say they've fixed it. And EK's former CEO of EK Americas, Kat Silverstein, has since departed EK Americas and gone to form Bits Power Americas.
Oh no.
Good. Maybe we'll follow that one up later. And then we had Asus scamming us when we were trying to use their warranty this year. We weren't even trying to nail them for anything. They just sort of did it themselves. We accidentally discovered that Asus was claiming customer-induced damage, or CID, for things as small as a literal microscopic pinhole of so-called damage on devices. And then it would use that to charge customers for repairs which would be totally unrelated, so that they could then get money even though they should be fulfilling a warranty. In our situation, Asus demanded that we pay nearly $200 for a defect that is covered under warranty and is caused by Asus because... Where is it? There it is. Because of this. Can you see it? If I could just have, I'll hold it really steady. If I could just have the editors zoom in like 10,000x in post. You still can't see it. But we have microscope shots of it, and that's what caused the problem. In its emails to us as customers, Asus then threatened to send the device back disassembled if we didn't accept what felt like an extortion charge. We had hundreds of viewer emails about the same practices from Asus, not just for the Ally, but like everything that Asus makes. And we actually are still getting some today, but a lot of it has slowed down. It seemed likely Asus was breaking some laws. And because of that, we recruited an outside lawyer to help explain some things to us, Vincent Augusta, and then we brought in Nathan Proctor from PIRG, or the Public Interest Research Group, to help explain warranty laws and consumer rights. He was recommended to us by Louis Rossman, certainly whom you all are familiar with. So, it was great working with all three of these people on this piece, and here's some clips from it.
I don't think it was the right thing to do, and I think that I think they have some real exposure here.
So one thing that you can start with, one way of categorizing a situation where someone is making an offer to sell unnecessary services or exploiting someone based off of price, you can categorize a situation like that as fraudulent.
Asus eventually posted a statement saying we were confused, which is kind of an odd precursor to the echo that we would experience later with NZXT, saying that we were confused. Anyway, we set up an interview with Asus at Computex in Taiwan, and it was one of the most tense discussions of my career.
The sentence is, currently we perform a full analysis of devices sent for RMA and send customers a comprehensive list of available repairs, free and paid, in our messaging to customers. Is that a lie?
On the positive side of this, we were able to come to some agreements, or rather sort of get Asus to agree to things that we'd brought to them as terms going into the interview. This is why when we do these interviews, when we're the ones who are leading the story, it helps because we can normally go in with a set of sort of reasonable demands that the company might actually agree to. In this situation, because we were already working on it so long, we had some things we're pretty sure Asus would agree to, and they did. So that was a positive. Asus made lots of promises on how it intended to improve. We published them on our website, gamersnexus.net, which is free of any third-party ads. And in some instances, we've been able to directly see people through the new steps to get their support actually fulfilled. So that was nice to see. Anyway, Asus probably wasn't the worst handling of a major screw-up this year. That would go to maybe in...
Bad.
Intel. The Disappointment Tour shirt is completely covered in Intel references this year. We have Intel's instability, into Intel needs help, into Intel oxidation, then it's Intel again, And then in October, yep, still Intel. At the end of last year, Intel published its marketing materials calling AMD CPUs snake oil. That was a good move. This year, issues relating to widespread instability on Intel's 13th and 14th gen CPUs came to light in what's probably the biggest serving of karma we've seen yet in this industry. These issues ended up being multifaceted. Wendell's research dug into enterprise solutions providers encountering high costs as they tried to understand instability.
Linux is like, I don't know, and it turns off a P core and you lose 2 threads. It is a crash dumpster fire.
So I saw a comment on Reddit that said, GPU VRAM limitation, how could that be?
Yeah, it's got to be a game bug, right? No, not so fast there, Chuckles. That's actually a CPU problem.
Yeah, Chuckles. Our own led to a separate issue, which was one of oxidation as part of Intel's fab process. And in a bombshell for Intel, both were true. Intel ended up admitting to oxidation of its early silicon, although it kept changing its story in its public postings. It didn't post the affected serial numbers, how many might be affected. It gave really no indication at all as to how you might determine if your unit would have been in the batch of CPUs experiencing oxidation problems. The company also used our questions in a way that felt like it was trying to get in front of us, because it posted responses to them publicly rather than responding to us directly. Some of Intel's partners noted 50% failure rates in machines, while other developers, even to this day, are still noting failures. That's after Intel's various BIOS fixes, as any CPU which began to degrade is not able to be retroactively fixed. That is direct from Intel. They have said as much. Intel followed this up by launching Arrow Lake. As if all of that weren't enough, Intel followed all of this by laying off CEO Pat Gelsinger.
Wow, what a year!
Intel has unfortunately gotten rid of the good people on the CPU PR team who used to handle it. They're gone. They've either departed in the wave of voluntary departures, or they just, for whatever reason, don't handle CPU PR anymore. And so now what we're left with is a team which has a track record of lying to us that we have published, and this is very concerning for Intel's CPU side. It behaves totally different from the GPU side, and we're not sure what that's
There's
gonna
no
do
other
for
way to
Intel next
speed
year,
through.
but it's probably not good if there's any kind of correspondence at all where we need an answer. So we'll see what they do. It's really disheartening to see, though, where the good people who handled stuff properly and recognized that what's, again, good for consumers is naturally good for marketing, they don't get to do it anymore. Corsair landed sort of in the middle of the disappointment tour this year. They have the pre-built down here, and then they have the 6500 series cases. But compared to Asus and Intel, it feels almost sort of innocent. Pay attention, Corsair. You take this, and you melt it, and then you shape it into things that go on these little squares. The company sold an i9 14900K pre-built that performed equivalently to an i7 because of the power configuration and the thermal design, and that system was called, this is the Corsair One i500. It's terrible. Unfortunately, and this is why this section's short, just a couple weeks ago, Corsair sent out a statement to us saying how they're fixing or planning to fix this problem and what their steps are long-term and short-term. And those included full refund options for people who bought the system and partial refund options for people who want to apply basically a lower power setting but still keep the system, and because you're running at lower than what was sort of advertised, they're giving a rebate. Corsair also launched its 6500 series of cases this year, which unfortunately exhibited a major lack of attention to detail, bolted on afterthoughts, and flimsy panels that didn't reflect the quality of a case selling for over $200. And so it wasn't a great year for Corsair, but again, you look at these shortcomings like, oh, it's just the hardware that sucks. It's not like the entire ethos of everything they do. And for that, we move to NZXT. NZXT was the biggest disappointment this year. It was renting computers and at what we thought was predatory pricing. Even in its not apology post, it admitted to basically falsely advertising its product. Its inaccurate advertising included not only NZXT's own first-party ads, which it retconned after our video, but also its partner ads.
And if you think about it, Carter PCs did make a video about it. You could literally get one of these PCs for 1 month and then win a Fortnite tournament or something and have enough money to buy your own PC.
And predictably, NZXT followed up by saying everyone's confused, and they took a losing play from Asus's losing playbook to respond to everything. In the same post, when they responded, they both admitted to inaccurate advertising while also accusing.
Dang, these guys did a lot of damage. What the heck?
Video. And despite NZXT making the same statements on its own website that it later
The Relic of Arathor.
published, it was trying to sort of, it seemed like, push it off on these random influencers. And we had actually preempted this in what became our most replayed clip of the year. If NZXT tries to come back and say, oh, it's just the affiliates who did this, we have no control over them. First of all, NZXT, you're saying the same shit, so shut the fuck up. To top it all off, the
Oh my god.
for the beginning of that video was driven into by not one, but two cars within about 24 hours of us filming there. And first of all, that was before our video. Secondly, it wasn't me. And thirdly, I guess those guys weren't happy with the interest rate on their loans. Bizarre consequences of chance aside, NZXT's rental rates remain exorbitantly high, and we believe the company is still lying in its marketing as recently as 2 weeks ago. We've been saving the evidence as we see the discrepancies on the website. There were a lot of things we didn't spend a lot of time on in this video, and most of those where they were disappointed enough to maybe qualify, but not enough to get a lot of attention, it's because the companies had some form of response that gave us a little bit of hope, kind of like Corsair's i500 thing, where you look at it, it's like, okay, this is good. There are times when companies actually will do something with the information that is presented, and whether that's because they feel like they have no choice or because they genuinely care about their customers, at the end of the day, what matters is that they are making changes. And this is actually something that Gordon has spent the last couple of years training me in, which is how to try and get an outcome that is actually useful for the consumer, in addition to complaining online. It's something that I think anyone who does this kind of work has always struggled with. Something he was very good at, and so I've been able to learn from him. But we discovered that AMD's APUs, as an example, that it launched were misconfigured to obey skin
there goes the tower. Look at it go.
The company later released a fix for this issue following the publication, and they actually had a good resolution. It worked. CableMod went in front of everybody and recalled its own burning cables after it was already offering fully paid for replacements of video cards for people who suffered from burned cables that CableMod made. This was already a good handling to a situation that a lot of companies would have tried to sweep under the rug. This led us to running a full deep dive failure analysis of the messy 12-volt high power standard, and the company has continued to openly communicate with us about its resolutions and what it's trying to do moving forward to get things right. So that was nice to see. Trikes launched its first case. Most build quality and assembly issues we've ever encountered. And then afterward, after a really kind of messy launch, it issued a statement to us with its plan to improve the product.
Whoa.
With a lot of steps that sounded pretty promising. And we haven't seen those fully enacted yet. Take some time. But it was nice to see a reception where they actually want to improve. Zotac had a publicly exposed upload bucket where you could Google search customer and other business information. The company closed this hole after we reported it to their B2B customers. That was also nice to see. This was actually a viewer-reported issue where the viewer discovered the vulnerability, pointed us towards it, and then we tried to get it fixed. MSI had over 600,000 records, years upon years of warranty and customer RMA information publicly available, again, just through a simple Google search. Also, once again, a viewer reported this to us, and we were able to replicate the issue. We disclosed it to MSI, and MSI resolved the issue after we reported.
Nah, make it stop. Oh my god, that was a close one. Can't have that. Boom. Okay, bunk. Oh, alrighty. Oh.
So, although sometimes it feels like a never-ending train wreck in this industry, and that is part of the fun, it's nice that companies will institute change, whether that's out of genuine concern or out of simply being required to. I was talking to Louis Rossman actually today before filming this, and he noted that one of the things that for him is a lot of fun is the fact that it's a giant clusterfuck. I mean, it's Louis. Anyway, we have a lot of big plans for 2025. We're continuing the investigative series. We're continuing all the reviews. In terms of sort of big changes, I got the fan tester running. The first content, the data is fully collected. I have like one more test. I'm going to go next door and run. But fully collected. We're putting that video together right now. It's going to be one of our first videos for this year. I'm really excited about it. It's just sort of a beginning to the fan testing.
Woohoo!
And experimenting with it, stuff like that. So that'll be really fun. We have the usual case cooler reviews, continuing with some small iterative improvements to those. We just relaunched all that testing last year, so not a major overhaul, but the sort of ongoing improvements. And then GPU reviews got a massive overhaul just recently for ARC, and we're deploying that for the 50 series when it launches, and whatever else is coming out, maybe RDNA 4 or something. So, and then finally, we're going to keep publishing our video stuff in written format to the website. So if you ever want to just go see something archivally, you don't want to dig through YouTube, then you can check out gamersnexus.net. It has no third-party ads whatsoever, and it loads stupid fast. Wendell built it, and not having third-party ads helps with that. And we're going to keep publishing stuff there. We've been making a big effort in that in the last year. If you haven't checked it out in a while, you should check it out, because almost everything we've reviewed in the past year or 2 years actually now is up on the site. So, all right, that's it for this one. It's a lot of fun, as always, doing these recaps. It is nice that there are some positives in addition to all of the entertaining negatives. And it's going to be a packed January. There is a non-stop launch of hardware this month. So check back regularly and come back for the fan testing content, because, like I said, it's one of the first videos we're doing for this year. And
Hearing web fluid.
So thanks for watching. Go to store.gamersnexus.net to grab a t-shirt like this one. These are our limited Disappointment Tour shirts. They help directly fund our testing going into the next year and establish us for what we want to do next in our series of reviews and investigations. Or you can go to patreon.com/gamersnexus to throw a few bucks our way. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time.
Good morning, Hank. It's Tuesday. So I'm signing 100,000 copies of my new book, Everything is Tuberculosis. I signed these tip-in sheets. You can see about 45,000 of them behind you. And then they're sent to the printer in Virginia, where they're bound into individual copies of the book during the printing process. At this point, the whole thing is quite systematized. I sign and sign and sign over and over and over and over again until I have a stack of several hundred, at which point I get to use the greatest feat of engineering in history, the Lectro Jogger, the joggity, 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 joggities all the pages so that they're no longer chaotic, but instead they're perfectly aligned. So yeah, there's
Oh my gosh.
problem with this highly mechanized process, which is that I turn out not to be a machine. Because about 50,000 sheets in, I started to have some pain in my wrist and especially in my shoulder, and it kept getting worse. Quick side note, I've changed Sharpie colors approximately every 10,000 signatures so you can know about when your copy was signed. Like I signed the first 10,000 in green, and then I switched to blue, and then I switched to another blue called Peacock, and then Berry, and then purple, until eventually I got to some weird Sharpie colors like Rocket Fuel Red, which I call Firecracker, and Intergalactic Indigo, and Tiger Eye Teal, and whatever this is. I can't even find a name for it. Okay, end of side. So right, the pain got worse, and then I went to the doctor, and it got worse still. And I don't want to get into like all the medical details of it, but the summary is that I just can't do it anymore. Like, I'm not allowed to. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks. Signing has been a significant part of my life for the last 12 years, ever since I signed the first printing of The Fault in Our Stars. I will say, what helps with the loss is that when you do something and it hurts every single time you do it, it makes you want to do it less. I mean, over the course of my career, Hank, I've signed 700,000 tip-in sheets. I'm attached to this process. I love my Electro Jogger, and it's a little bit of a bummer that I just won't be able to after this. Now, Hank, when you spend over 1,000 hours of your life signing your name over and over again, you do learn certain things about the process. You learn, for instance, that while other people see very little difference in your signature variation, you see huge differences. You learn the causes of the French Revolution over the course of a 38-hour audiobook on the topic. You learn that on the other side of boredom, there's a kind of blissful flow state. And you learn at least something about why you're doing what you're doing, because
That's a hell of a movement speed reduction. What the heck?
in my writing career, I never had more than 6 people show up to an event. I would have hour-long signing sessions at bookstores or book festivals where 2 or 3 people would come, and the rest of the time I would just either stare into the middle distance or make polite conversation with the bookseller whose store was definitely losing money by hosting me. And this is quite common for authors. We all have horror stories about signings. In fact, there's a book collecting such stories called Mortifications. And I think one of the
Oh
reasons
no.
I've signed so much over the 15 years is that I'm trying to express my gratitude that like more than 4 people are interested in my signature. And I've wanted to make it so that anyone who wants an autographed book can get one without overpaying. In that sense, I've actually been quite successful. Currently on Amazon, the signed edition of Everything is Tuberculosis costs $7 less than the unsigned edition, meaning that my signature is technically worth -$7. But there's also something else at play, to be honest, which is that I can be very driven and I don't like to get outworked. And so I want to do everything I can to make my books good, and then I want to do everything I can to help get my books to reach lots of readers, and signing helps with that. This somewhat relentless work all the time thing has been quite beneficial to my work over the years, I think. But it hasn't been as beneficial to other parts of my life, including apparently my right shoulder. So yeah, this whole injury thing has not just made me think about my relationship with signing, it's also been making me think about my relationship with work in general. Everything is Tuberculosis. The advanced reader's copies just got here, by the way, is the culmination of the last 3 years of my life and my obsession, not just
Hooray!
with tuberculosis, but with the ongoing prevalence of tuberculosis and what that says about the world we share. And I'm super fortunate to be able to write and publish a book about tuberculosis. It means that I have not only support from my family, but also support from a community of readers that will believe in my work even when it's different from my previous work. And I don't want to take that for granted, Hank. I want to find ways to say thank you, ideally ways to say thank you that are individualized. And that's what signing has always been for me. It's a literal page that was touched by both reader and author. And in that sense, it represents what reading is to me, this true, deep commingling. But in the future, I'm going to have to find other ways both to support my work and to express that gratitude, because I can't do it anymore. In my family, we sometimes say that we're not growing old so much as we're just continuing to grow up, and this is part of growing up. But for now, Hank, I still get to say Everything is Tuberculosis comes out March 18th, and signed copies are available for pre-order now. Hank, I'll see you on Friday.
My signature sucks. I have tried to sign it every once in a while, and I think it's awful. It's also far too complicated. If I actually had to do a fair amount of signatures in a short amount of time, I would have to completely redesign my signature, and it would probably make a day out of it, like a moment out of it. I'd be like, thank you guys for being so supportive, doing all this, that, and I have to officially change my signature on the fly. What you are going to see will never have been signed before. It may look terrible, and if I change it in the future, this will be quite the event. This will be quite the signature to have a version of. But that's not what I am at, and I've honestly been pretty quiet as far as what I've done in general, and you know what? That's also okay, but, you know, it just, world's different. Very, very different now. Years ago, Instagram would have been a great way to have shown what you were up to, keep yourself in the know. Now it's definitely not for discovery. If you have nothing new worth talking about or anything that you're doing on a regular basis, Instagram is not worth your time. It's only there to help bolster an audience you already have. It's going to be so full of really awful AI-generated dumb stuff from both individual creators and from Facebook itself, because they're going to start implementing actual AI profiles and content. It's going to be full of slop. It's going to be the worst, and the entire thing, you will only exist in your own microcosm of fan base. It's not for discovery anymore, unless it's going to be for people who want to follow someone in their fan base, or it's going to be for people who are bored and just want to consume slop. And that's a lot of TikTok. But TikTok also wants you to discover people, because the AI generated stuff is, the people who want to watch that will watch that. But the people who want to find other things and new content and people, TikTok incentivizes finding that. Even if it doesn't really monetize it well for everyone, it does do a good job at actually finding the right kind of people and content that people will want to engage with more than just watching. YouTube is difficult because it's a long-term commitment to actually get people to find and discover what they want, but it kind of works similarly as to TikTok in that way, just at a much slower pace, because the content's more methodical, which isn't bad. It's just kind of how the content works. I'll go pick up the quest for Wintergrasp later. Over ad though, I could do that, I suppose. So yeah. Hacking Instagram is a sad time. Facebook is only for planning events and finding people if you want to catch up with people. Let's switch to that quick. Oh my gosh, that was a big ability. Oh my god. I appreciate how much stronger I've clearly become with the gearing that I've done, because this is so much faster to do now. Requires absolutely no downtime. It's super good. Like if any of my things procs, it's just boom, immediate. Smoked string, jeez, smoked string. Chill the heck out, guys. Am I clearing them too fast? Or as people stop clearing them down below? Come on, guys. We gotta work together to make the spawn rates go back up. Faster, faster, faster. Come on. More speed. That's not something I can attack. I keep the horse. The horse is safe. Hello? Spawns? Keep it coming. Well, I'm glad he's having such a good time. Now, if he could just make them all appear over here, that'd be very cool. Oh no, I'm sorry, horse. Well, if you didn't want to attack me, you would run away, so it's fine. Hiya. That's not a crit. Wait, am I already done? Yes, I am. Meow.
I'm getting back on track with
Oh my gosh. Nobody cares.
Does a thing, you guys buy the ever-loving crap out of it. So, with that in mind, I know you're gonna buy this, whether I give it the green light or not, but hey, I like feeling like I matter, so I figured, regardless of that, I'm gonna talk at the air around me for 8 to 10 minutes in hopes that someone, somewhere, hears my words and cares whether or not I approve of the new Amazon NL55 F700 Mini LED Fire TV. Spoiler alert,
Mini LED.
I don't really, but not because it's a bad TV. Let me show you why. First, everyone's favorite part, this segue to our sponsor. Cool.
Here's how much I care about it. Cooler Master, they're fine. There's no issue with Cooler Master, I
We picked
think.
up the 55-inch version because the 65 was going to take an extra week for some reason, and we didn't really care. They both have functionally the same specs anyway. 4K, 120 hertz, or 144 hertz in gaming mode.
No.
Pro certification,
How could
and
you?
a handy-dandy auto-low latency mode for gaming. Pretty nice for under $700. That is, if you have a Prime membership. More on pricing later. Before we get to that, there's even more to like. As the name of the product would suggest, the ML55F700, or MILF700 as I've taken to calling it, features a mini LED backlight that boosts up to 1400 nits with 512 dimming zones and support for every HDR standard that you could want. I'm talking Dolby Vision, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, and HLG. To be clear, I am not expecting the world's best HDR experience based on these specs, but I also didn't pay for the world's best HDR experience, so far so good. Since we're down here, we can take a look at our speakers, which are apparently 2.1 channel Dolby Atmos with built-in subwoofers.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna look at those later because first we've got to talk about our soundbar.
Oh my god, I forgot the soundbar.
Oh, where is it?
It's at the lab.
Time for an adventure!
That's funny.
Nice.
Fire TV, soundbar plus. Oh, all right.
What?
And here it is. What a smooth production. The Amazon Basic Soundbar Plus 3.1 channel all-in-one design Dolby Atmos DTSX Clear Dialogue 2024 release. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Oh, this is supposed to fast forward again, so don't stop rolling. Yep, that's a bar of sound, all right.
I was expecting it to be a lot more.
It's Amazon Basics, not Amazon Deluxe, okay? They did the same thing that Sonos did, where they only have one HDMI port. Anyway, enough about the soundbar for now. Let's set up the TV. It's a pretty painless setup. It
There'll only be
weighs about
one.
30 pounds, so
You can't use it as a pass-through? Why?
And in terms of I/O, it's got 4 HDMI ports, 2 of which are HDMI 2.0.
No, 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 no.
One of the faster ports is the eARC, meaning that with Amazon's own recommended soundbar, you're going to be eating up one of your high-speed ports. Also present at the back is
Dumb.
coax, optical, Ethernet, no speed specified, and a USB 3 port, which can either be used to load media files onto or just used for power for a streaming stick. Oh, this is cool.
Okay, seriously. Every single soundbar, because soundbars are pretty, honestly, really solid. They're a really good solution for doing what you need to have done. But sweet mother, do they need to have pass-through? What a terrible, terrible idea to just let them exist without pass-through. All right, move in.
At the bottom, they have a physical microphone switch. There it is. If you don't want
Very
old
cool.
BLEXA listening to you. It's also got Wi-Fi 6E. All right, ready? Let's fire it up. Get it? Fire.
That's a good edit. Well done.
What kind of store is going to have a Fire TV in it?
I don't know, actually.
That seems like the kind of thing that was just part of the software for whatever OEM created this, and
Yeah, because this is never going to be in a storefront.
Yeah, they're just like,
ever. It's just coming from a warehouse.
yeah. Okay, set up with Fire TV app. Set up with remote. Sure. I like this.
What? That it just gave you a bunch of networks to choose from?
No, that the signal strength. It puts it in very simple English. Signal strength is really good. Use this one. Okay, sign in with your Amazon account. Okay, I can press this to do it later. Oh.
By not signing in, any previously saved Wi-Fi or Ethernet information will be removed, and select features will be unavailable.
I says, pardon? I'm not allowed to have a network connection if I don't sign into an Amazon account?
I don't think so.
Well, this is pretty right here.
I wonder what other features are locked. Like if you don't make an account and you go in, can you even change inputs and stuff to use just a separate box?
I actually can't sign in though. The 2FA goes to Yvonne's phone. Do you have an Amazon account?
I have an Amazon account.
Sorry,
It's
I'll try not to
okay.
order too much stuff.
It's okay.
Is it? Oh, okay, maybe I'll order this.
They registered our TV. Big Brother's watching.
Yeah, well, save Wi-Fi passwords to M.
That's wild. I don't like that.
What?
That's not good. That's really messed up. Imagine if someone hacked your Amazon account and got into it.
I don't need to do that. Voice commands when the TV screen is off. Sure. Get the best picture quality.
Oh yeah, the default set it's the energy saving stuff. Yeah.
I like that it prompts me for it.
It's nice. A lot of them just show up and they're in energy saving mode and they don't tell you anything.
And that's a lot brighter now.
It's kind of nice that it doesn't just load them all up for you. You get to choose.
Yeah.
Some of them just come preloaded. Then you go and sit there and delete a bunch. Is Plex an option?
No. Of course not.
Get Tubi. What are you doing? Get Tubi.
Tubi. Enable parental controls. Okay, not bad. I don't actually care about that right now. Oh man, this is getting a little long though.
Right?
Scan for TV channels. No. Okay, me.
Try to use Alexa to do something.
Sure.
Because we should be able to just be like, hey, open Netflix.
Haha, that's funny.
Do you have it off?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe the red means off.
You'd think red means recording.
You would think that.
Yeah. Microphone is on. To turn microphone off.
Oh, there we go.
Set the Alexa switched off. Okay.
Hey, Alexa. Download.
How nice of them.
It went to Plex though.
That was pretty snappy. Inputs. Okay.
Easy enough.
Picture. Backlight. Picture reset.
There's more than this. There's way more than this.
You say that.
I know that. Maybe we have to be in like Netflix or something. Maybe it just has a really minimal.
Well, I hate that.
OSD. I don't like it either.
I hate that. I should be able to change everything that I want to change from wherever I am. Because that's horrible.
Yep.
Watch trailer. Easy. Sure does. Oh.
There's way more.
What the heck?
I don't know why it's, locked unless you're watching content. But it does have a bunch of options. And they auto on to filmmaker mode, did it? Or was it set? Yeah, so that's nice.
It's filmmaker mode.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, I wanted motion.
Off.
It's off by default.
What's action smoothing? Set to 3. Well, 3.
That's probably okay.
It's probably fine. It'd be better at like 1 or off, but
there's no way I would leave something like super resolution on by default.
Really? I just keep it on.
You know what?
Like,
it's not super aggressive.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
I think I might actually prefer it
off. Really?
On.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Tubi's ready.
You know what? No, it's messing with the bokeh effect.
Oh yeah.
It's sharpening background details that are supposed to be out of focus.
Yes. Okay.
I'm leaving it off.
All right. We got our ALLM, VRR, DLG.
Variable refresh rate. That's what that means.
What happens if I on it?
Yep.
What's DLG?
Dual line gate. It's a TCL feature.
Oh. So you just spoiled who the...
It's probably a TCL. Hey, we took the last Fire TV apart and pretty much confirmed it's a TCL, so it's probably a TCL.
This doesn't look bad.
No, it really doesn't.
It really doesn't. Especially given what my expectations were from the last Fire TV. And what's really interesting is if you disable local dimming, we actually got stunning color accuracy out of this thing. A delta E of just 1.8 in SDR. With that said, you bought a mini LED with full array local dimming for a reason, so you might have to sacrifice some color accuracy for a more pleasing to the eye visual experience. But
looks pretty good.
Yeah!
Honestly.
What about the listening experience? For that, I'm going to need to put on my LTT hat from LTTstore.com. It might not make me a better listener, but you'll like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Oh, that's a reference. Wow, it's so old.
The blue one?
Press and hold.
Crab rave. All right.
Hey, let's go. Let's hear the speaker, and then we can throw the soundbar on. You know what?
They're not bad.
They're not bad.
No, especially for like 40, 44 volume out of 100.
Well,
I know that going louder isn't better.
Yeah.
That was, I'm not saying that was like amazing bass, but that was like actually bass. Does the integrated subwoofer actually subwoof?
She woofs.
Wow.
She woofs.
I've never been impressed. Yeah. I'm trying. I think that's the first time I've ever been impressed by a TV subwoofer.
Huh.
Wow.
That was like not awful.
And it's not necessarily the best bass I've ever heard out of a TV. Like there's some that have like ball and speakers, but those ones don't cost a few $100.
Should you even get the soundbar combo?
Yeah, we promised. Let's try it. Let's see if it's worth it. Got a couple wall mount brackets that we're not going to use. Comes with a remote and an HDMI cable and a power cable. So we'll just get this plugged in real quick.
Yeah. The power cable could be longer.
This is a nice setup process.
Yeah, that was really easy. We plugged it in. It automatically detected everything, tells us it's connected. You might need batteries for the soundbar remote.
No, I don't even need to use it. Boom.
You're right.
I can customize in settings. It didn't take me straight to where to customize the actual sound, so that's...
EQ is right there. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, but it took me to picture settings
Oh, wait.
first.
I didn't write down what game I'm playing. That would probably help.
To adjust, so cool. Oh, long press home for soundbar settings.
Juicy grass-fed beef.
Did it do it? I don't think it did it. It just went to the settings menu.
Shut up. It does not. Pressing settings, go back, and long pressing home do the exact same thing.
Why is that even a feature? It sounds better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and so it should. How much is this thing?
The soundbar alone is like $250. It's on discount when you bundle it with the TV and get it through Prime.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah.
I'm still impressed by the TV, but if you want better clarity, obviously your TV is not going to be the best speaker.
I'm less impressed once we get to the bass.
Yeah.
But if you do want, like, volume for your dialogue, it's better than the TV.
I don't know if it's $300 better.
Oh, no. Maybe not even like $250 better. Maybe not even $200 better.
And to be clear, on a TV with way worse speakers,
I'd
be singing a completely different tune.
Oh, yeah.
But I was so impressed by the speakers on the TV itself that I just don't feel like I need the soundbar nearly as much as I would on another one.
Yep.
Why don't we check out some HDR content?
Okay.
Had people asking, why do we watch this movie? Because it's pretty and sounds nice.
Also, consistency. We watch the same movie across multiple devices. Then we have a frame of reference for everything.
Is smoothing on?
Right? That's what I thought when we were watching Crab Rave.
I thought I turned it off.
I thought you turned it off too.
Okay, well let's make sure it's off real quick. I'm just gonna hold the home button.
Wow, it's really struggling at times, huh? Like we're just going through menus in Plex.
Hello?
And we're on Wi-Fi 6E and we have a really good network.
Okay, it's off now.
How'd you turn it off?
I had to change the picture profile. Dolby Vision Standard just has motion smoothing. Don't like it? Go yourself.
Yeah, it's on again. Wow. It takes forever to swap modes. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. Oh, there it goes.
No, that's the
Moon.
buffering. Okay, so let's connect a network cable, I guess, because this is terrible.
It's got Wi-Fi 6E. Like, it should be fine.
I don't want to blame it. Our Wi-Fi can be a little...
That's true, that's true.
I'm just going to turn this off. Okay, this definitely feels more responsive in Plex now, so hopefully it was just Wi-Fi. Maybe it's my server. I want to be open to the possibility that it's my server. So I'm just going to...
All right, yeah.
We're going to find the same movie. Totally fine. Play original quality. Because that's what I selected here.
Wow. Connection to the server is not fast enough to stream this content.
It should be. Even if it's only 100 megabit Ethernet
I
port,
know, it should be fine. Yes.
Be able to do it. Could have just been a transcoding issue, and then we can just cut all this out, and we'll just pick up right from.
There it goes. You know, maybe it's still figuring stuff out.
Okay.
Let's wait for one more buffer.
Okay.
Or give it like a couple minutes, and then if it's fine.
Okay. I want to look at how it looks. It's pretty okay.
There it goes again.
We're losing a lot of detail in
the black.
Here.
Yeah, I know. It's
Expertise.
It is mini
strength.
LED. Try the contrast enhancement stuff. You can turn on intelligent HDR, and it's supposed to make the pixels like turn off or something, and then look a little darker. But if that's just turned off, then we're gonna lose the detail anyway.
Yeah, you can see when you've got that camera flash.
Yeah.
You are basically completely losing the. Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a lot gone here. The brights look good.
They do, but you can tell that they're optimizing for the bright points and losing a lot in the details.
Yeah.
To its credit, the blacks are quite deep.
They are.
And even in HDR, I'm not seeing way overjuiced colors or anything like that. Like it's
juiced.
If I had to say
Sorry.
something, I'd say it's got a bit of a green cast to it, but it's not bad. HDR.
It's not too bad actually. I think it
Keep choking on my own spin. I think something's wrong with me. Oh no.
Yeah, for Delta ITP, that's actually pretty good.
These really don't pop though.
No, it gets to a max of 1600 nits with the right settings. We'll talk more about it later in the labs results sections, but realistically out of the box, you're gonna hit more like 1200, which is 200 below the 1400 nits rating that it's rated for.
And given that it doesn't get that dark, you don't get that pop.
And also the 512 local dimming zones, because it's only 512, you're gonna get brightness in like bigger flashes, but you're not gonna be able to do like that little pinprick of a star or whatever, like an OLED could, or even just a mini LED with 1600 zones.
Yeah. I'm finally watching 2001: A Space Odyssey.
You've never seen it?
So we can pop that on for a minute here. Man, the stars just get lost in its attempts to bring the black levels down. I don't see much of a halo around a big bright object. I see some.
Yeah.
It's
I need to watch that movie on an OLED.
way more detail in this landscape here. I watched this on my phone last night, so then again, my phone literally costs more than this TV. And yes, I know it's a different class of device or whatever, but on a $400 phone, you would probably get a better experience and you could just like hold it here.
Yeah, because it's OLED.
It's perfectly acceptable for the kids.
Or even just like the average family who just needs a decent TV in the living room to game on.
I can't even
this is
see
bad. This is bad. Okay, never mind.
I can't even see the monster design.
No, that even here you can usually see more detail in Toothless's wings.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not great.
The parts I can see are actually really good.
Yeah.
And color accuracy looks good.
But it can't do those deep blacks.
Yeah, just the way it rolls off.
Yeah.
But can you game on it? Wait. Shut up.
What? You found the select button?
There is no dedicated inputs button.
No way. Actually, they've got Prime, Netflix, apps, and Amazon Music, and the little TV icon, whatever the hell that means. What does this do?
Live TV.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, it is. I shouldn't have gone to that.
Unbelievable.
I don't even know how you got there. I don't even want to try.
Hold the home button. Click, click, click. And then select one. For something that you're going to use that often, unacceptable. Okay, so where am I supposed to set? Oh, input settings probably. Game.
Now in Windows, check if we've got 144 as well.
Yeah, it's set to 144 now. We had to go through a convoluted thing of nonsense in order to get it to detect that. But yeah, we're set to 144. We're in HDR. What do you think? Doom Eternal?
Yeah.
Input lag feels good. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say not the best we've ever seen, but perfectly acceptable, perfectly good.
Here's one weird thing. We actually measured worse response times at 144 versus at 120.
So the input lag is about the same, but the actual response time of the pixels is worse.
Yeah.
Huh, so they just need to do some fine-tuning in their overdrive or something, I guess.
Yeah, and an update could fix that. Will they update it?
Oh, no. There's no way they're going to fix that.
But it looks okay. Like, this looks fine.
Oh, this is totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in Warm 2, game mode, 144 hertz.
HDR on, Dolby Vision.
It's okay. It is markedly better than the LED TVs that we had back with no local dimming zones.
Absolutely.
It's not on par with a higher end TV, but it is totally acceptable.
No one's going to complain about going to someone's house and watching this TV or gaming on this TV.
No, 100%.
But they're also not going to be like impressed or wowed or anything either.
No, but it's totally fine. And just like with watching movies, I don't find myself distracted by the bloom.
Oh yeah.
Even though I'm sure if I, move a mouse cursor around on it, I can see it. In summary, pretty darn okay.
It's fine.
Way better audio than I expected, and as long as you're willing to play around in the very unintuitive sometimes menu system, I think you can eke pretty darn good image quality out of it in almost any scenario. Now that the subjective stuff's over then, let's throw to the lab for their thoughts.
It's better than we expected. For color gamut, we're reaching about 94 or 95% of P3 depending on which mode you're in, and about 71% of BT 2020. When it comes to SDR color accuracy, it's kind of all over the place. We found the best results in filmmaker mode with local dimming off, netting an average delta E of 1.86. But if you're willing to sacrifice accuracy for brightness and full array local dimming, which you probably are with a TV like this, then surprisingly, standard mode Warm 2 stood out with an average delta E 2000 of 8.03 and a max of 13.24. As for HDR, in filmmaker mode at default brightness, we measured a very solid delta E ITP average of 12.76 with a max of 42.29. Turning the backlight up to 100% yields worse averages but better max values, and obviously a brighter image.
There's a thing between the the snakes and the crocolists out here. That doesn't make any freaking sense. They have an agreement. They work together like it's World War I.
This is likely due to the lack of extra dimming zones. 512 is a bit lackluster, even on a 55-inch display like this one.
Even after measuring it objectively, this thing is not bad. So then, if it's not bad, why am I having such a hard time recommending it?
Oy.
Well, for starters, remember those 512 dimming zones that we've talked about? Well, that's not bad for a TV. But what it is a little last gen in 2024, especially at the non-Prime member discounted price of $820. And that right there is another problem. Amazon and their services are baked into this experience start to finish, for better or for worse, which is going to be a major turnoff for some folks. And unfortunately, unlike some of their other products that justify the intrusiveness with industry-beating value, even the Prime member price here isn't that compelling. See, at the time of filming, one of the competitors to this TV, the Hisense U8, is priced around the same and is a measurably better TV. Same size, resolution, and refresh rate, but rated up to 1800 nits with a significant bump in dimming zones. Also worth noting, unlike our Fire TV here that adds zones almost linearly as you go up in size, if you spring for the 65-inch version of the Hisense, which is also price competitive, you more than double those zones at 1600 total. Now, obviously, the U8N isn't always going to be on promo, but it also often is, and I think that it's the better value. Admittedly, it doesn't come with Fire OS, but a Fire Stick is pretty cheap, and frankly, the included Fire experience on this one is not Fire. So I would still recommend something like an NVIDIA Shield for a more feature-rich and smooth experience. With that said, if all you're looking for is validation of the thing that you already want or already bought, then I guess the Fire TV Mini LED MILF 55 is okay. Go ahead and buy it, but just do me a favor and use the link down below to buy it. Or hear me out, we will also have the Hisense U8 linked down there. It's also a perfectly cromulent TV, and here's a perfectly cromulent segue to our sponsor, Cooler Master. You know what's cooler than being cool? The new Master Frame series.
Ice cold.
They take customizing your case to the next level with an aluminum modular exoskeleton design.
I'll switch it out. Give me a sec.
Frame sizes to fit your needs. Click our link in the video description to get notified when more details drop. You don't want to miss it. If you guys enjoyed this video, hey, make sure to check out some of our other TV videos, like the one we did on the Hisense 110UX. That thing was mind-blowing. Sorry, it took my hat off there.
Stains are certain.
Make it stop. No. We don't listen to those. Everyone look away. It's okay. You don't have to pay attention to what's happening on the screen. Okay, now you do.
In the vast expanse of our solar system, orbiting the ringed giant Saturn, lies a world of ice and mystery. This is Rhea, Saturn's second largest moon. Although you're more likely to have heard of its largest sibling, Titan, Rhea is a fascinating place in its own right and harbors many secrets and wonders. Ice cliffs, hundreds of meters high, an internal structure that defies scientific models, and the enigmatic discovery that lingers around this moon that's equally as strange as the thing we didn't find. It's time for this lesser-known moon to step out from its larger sibling shadow. Let's learn all there is to know about Rhea. I'm Alex McColgan, and you're watching
Some
Astro.
Halo
Join me
music. What
today
the heck?
on a voyage of discovery to the Saturnian system and the moon Rhea.
These are
See what
all
scientists have
photos.
discovered
This
there
is crazy,
and to
actually.
witness its beauty for ourselves.
Astrum is a wonderful space editing, space video guy.
It was discovered on the 23rd of December 1672 by Giovanni Domenico Cassini, the Italian astronomer who made numerous contributions to our understanding of Saturn and its moons. Named after the Titan goddess Rhea in Greek mythology, this moon has been a subject of fascination for astronomers and planetary scientists for centuries. Let's start with the basics. Rhea is the second largest moon of Saturn, after the mammoth Titan. With a diameter of 1,528 kilometers, it's roughly half the size of our own moon. If we were to place Rhea next to Earth, it would stretch from London to Warsaw. Rhea orbits Saturn at a distance of about 527,000 kilometers, completing one orbit every 4.5 Earth days. It's locked in a synchronous rotation with Saturn, meaning the same side always faces the planet, a common feature among large moons in our solar system. The surface of Rhea is one of the most reflective in our solar system, with an albedo of 0.7. This means it reflects 70% of the sunlight that hits it, appearing bright white against the backdrop of space. This high reflectivity is due to its composition. Rhea's surface is primarily made of water ice. But this doesn't make it a featureless ice sheet. Far from it. The moon is heavily cratered, telling a story of ancient impacts and a long, violent history. The largest of these craters, named Mamaldi, spans an impressive 480 kilometers in diameter, about the distance from Paris to Amsterdam. These craters aren't just scars on Rhea's surface, they are windows into the moon's past and composition. Observations have shown that the bottoms of some craters appear darker than the surrounding terrain. This could indicate that impacts have excavated material from beneath Rhea's bright surface, possibly exposing darker, amorphous water ice and impact melt. In this photo, you can see a crater in the southern hemisphere of Rhea, surrounded by bright ejecta. But one of the most intriguing features of Rhea is its system of bright, wispy streaks that crisscross its surface. These were first observed in detail by the Voyager space probes in the early 80s, but their true nature wasn't understood until the Cassini mission provided high-resolution images decades later. Initially thought to be deposits of frost or ice, these wisps were revealed to be ice cliffs, some hundreds of meters high. They are likely the result of tectonic activity in Rhea's past, where the icy crust fractured and some sections were thrust upward. These features give us clues about the moon's geological history and the processes that have shaped its surface over billions of years. But Rhea's mysteries don't end at its surface. In 2010, data from the Cassini spacecraft led to a surprising announcement. Rhea appeared to have a tenuous atmosphere or exosphere. A small amount of gas around Rhea is expected, but it was unexpected that there is enough to be measurable. The detected atmosphere consisted primarily of oxygen and carbon dioxide, with the oxygen being about 5 trillion times less dense than Earth's atmosphere at sea level. While incredibly thin, the mere presence of this atmosphere raised intriguing questions about its origin and sustainability. One theory suggests that the oxygen is produced by the decomposition of water ice on Rhea's surface when it's struck by ions from Saturn's magnetosphere. The carbon dioxide, on the other hand, is thought to be the result of organic molecules on the surface being oxidized by the oxygen in the exosphere. This discovery made Rhea the first moon known to have an oxygen atmosphere other than Jupiter's moons Ganymede and Europa. It also opened up new avenues for research into the complex interactions between Saturn's moons and the planet's powerful magnetosphere.
Oh, sorry. I probably should do it that way instead. Sorry about that.
Rhea's exterior is fascinating, but what about its interior? Let's dive deeper.
I'm gonna delete an add-on quick.
While we can't directly observe what's beneath Rhea's icy surface, scientists have used various methods to infer its internal structure. Based on Rhea's average density of 1.236 grams per cubic centimeter, which is only slightly higher than that of water, we can deduce that Rhea is composed primarily of water ice, about 75%, and a smaller fraction of rocks, the remaining 25%. Rhea has often been described as a frozen, dirty snowball due to this structure. This puts Rhea in stark contrast to moons like our own moon, which are primarily rocky bodies. When Cassini visited Rhea, the probe's instruments also provided valuable data about Rhea's composition. Spectroscopic observations confirmed that water ice is the dominant component of Rhea's surface, but they also detected the presence of other materials. One surprising discovery was the detection of carbon dioxide trapped in the surface ice. This finding suggests that Rhea's ice isn't pure water, but contains other compounds, possibly including complex organic molecules. Due to its higher moment of inertia, most scientists believe that Rhea is not differentiated into layers. Instead, it is thought to be a homogeneous mix throughout, with the exception of its core. Some scientists challenged this model though. In 2006, a paper was released in the journal Icarus that suggested that Rhea might have a layer of liquid water under its surface, a subsurface ocean. While this idea is still highly speculative and not as well supported as the subsurface oceans on moons like Europa or Enceladus, it's an intriguing possibility that future missions might investigate. The presence of such an ocean would have significant implications for Rhea's potential habitability and of the conditions necessary for liquid water in the outer solar system. Rhea's interior contains mysteries, but one of the puzzling features of Rhea is its shape. While many large moons and planets tend towards a perfect sphere due to their own gravity, Rhea is noticeably non-spherical. It's slightly flattened at the poles and bulges at the equator, a shape we call a traxial ellipsoid. What's strange is that Rhea's shape doesn't quite match what we'd expect based on its rotation rate. This discrepancy has led scientists to propose that Rhea might have a non-uniform internal structure, with denser material concentrated away from its center. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting moments in Rhea's recent history, the Cassini mission's close flybys. The Cassini spacecraft, a joint project of NASA, ESA, and the Italian Space Agency, spent over a decade studying the Saturnian system, including several close encounters with Rhea. The closest of these flybys occurred on the 11th of January 2011, with Cassini passing a mere 76 kilometers above Rhea's surface. The last close flyby was on the 9th of March 2013, when Cassini passed just 997 kilometers above Rhea's surface. This close approach allowed the spacecraft to capture incredibly detailed images of Rhea's crater terrain and gather valuable data about the moon's composition and determine it does not have an internal magnetic field. These flybys provided us with our best look yet at Rhea's surface features. They imaged a landscape dominated by two types of terrain, heavily...
What do you mean to a T? Oh, I understand. I had to say it before I realized what you were saying. Yeah, I'm, this is a little bit of what I'm doing just to kind of chill out a little bit. And I figure making comments on videos that I watch for reasons of just explaining what's going on in my thought process is honestly fine. And since I've got nothing else better to do, I need to be spending time doing something, and right now it's streaming. So hopefully, am I coming through okay? I'm just double checking because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm okay. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this. Thanks for stopping by, Ty. Nice to see ya. I'm glad that you liked the what do you call it? The Christmas letter. And I hope things are okay over there. Oh, no, gotta log out. Somebody messaged me. He's trying to scam me for money. Yeah, it's fine. It's just it's like one of those, like, I don't think I really know exactly what I'm trying to do right now. I mean, I'm really just waiting to hear Nick scrolling battle text? No! You shouldn't be popping up. Let me make sure that turns off. Oh. There. That won't pop up now. Yeah. Right now I'm busy trying to figure out what I'm doing as far as the Vera hospital stuff. Honestly, I don't know. Hardcore Classic, Logan right now, Keegan's brother. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't. I don't know if you ever have interacted with Keegan. He's doing hardcore right now, and he's been trying to get everybody into it, but I don't think I've been terribly interested. It's just I'm not ready for Classic again. I'm not ready to do another Classic just yet. Kind of like, you know, am I ready to do another, you know, I don't know. What am I ready to do? I've been doing Helldivers, actually, of all things. Trying to do the Helldivers daily stuff, which has been kind of nice. So right now I'm just collecting stuff on WoW. It is different. It's not bad. And I think it would be fun with friends, but, you know, to be honest, any game is fun with friends, whether it's Minecraft or Valheim or RuneScape or World of Warcraft. Was I doing something else here? I think I needed to collect some herbs. Daily herb run on this guy so I can actually discover more herbage. And the best way to do that would be... I wonder what's easier. And everyone's so busy all the time. It's hard to even find time for people to do stuff. No, a friend of mine that I had been watching, I've honestly had more fun watching a friend of mine play Red Dead Redemption. But he's in Hawaii for I don't know how long now, and I won't be able to see or talk to the guy. But, you know. I think a lot about how it was really fun to be playing Modern Warfare 2 or Halo Reach after school and just playing with friends. And I miss that kind of thing. I don't know, Judas. I don't know Medieval Doom. Wait, no, I do. This is oh, right. It's the new Doom game, but like I know what you're talking about, but I don't know any descriptions of it besides medieval. Gosh, that's gonna hit really hard. What is Judas? I actually don't know how far behind my delay is right now either. God, that's a giant ass mount. Needs to chill out. Yes. Ajara, Cinderbloom. Those would be expensive to go pick up. Do I make enough gold to just buy that stuff? It would be better to do that. Okay, go into here. Northrend Research. Snowfall Ink's expensive, but honestly, not that expensive. I think I'm just going to start buying that and doing it this way. That's fine. The whole medieval. Is that what it's called? I bet it's called something else. If it's just called Medieval Doom, that's fine though, too. A stack of 5. Fine. I don't know if that was really the best thing to do, but honestly, it's probably fine. Ken Levine's. Oh, that game. Yes, you talked about that a while ago. That's a big deal. That's going to be wild. Oh, I didn't collect it. All right. Fair. That's definitely worth taking a look at when that comes out. That's going to be really hype. People are going to be really into it. Give me this. 5. Northrend Research. Create. Seal of Truth. And strength things. I'll take those. Oh, let's get in here again. I'll just buy 5. Save that for tomorrow. And put the scrolls away. And see if this other stuff actually sells. I don't remember if I mentioned this to you, but I'm using Classic as a way to make gold so I don't have to pay for a subscription. Oop, wrong bank. So I buy WoW tokens off of Classic by doing some dailies every day. And it's not too bad. Heck, I'm missing out on that. I gotta get back in there. Bonk. Log out. Let's see if I can get into a Tolbarad real fast. That's one way to do it. But yeah, I try not to spend too much time on this. Like, my whole goal the last, like, month or two was collect as much stuff as I can. You need to turn off too. Why are you having an issue? Options button template. I really like mixed scrolling battle text though, so I'm not getting rid of that. Console script error. Oop, that's too many R's. 0. Hopefully that makes it go away. Oh, right. Get into Tolbarad ASAP. I've been trying to get my DPS up as fast as I can so I can do these dailies faster. And it's been going great. Honestly, I get through them really quick now. Oop, wrong one. Can you get... Wait, can the stuff from Leagues transfer to the main game? I figured it would be like its own separate instance. Everything you get there is completely for that Leagues. When Leagues is over, it's done. And then you get the cosmetics and stuff in the real game. 2025, welcome to the second quarter of the 21st century, man. It looks a little chaotic, and I'm freaking out a little bit, but here we go. No, I'm not gonna grab that. What do I have this for? Do I need this here? I don't think I care enough to change it though for now. What I will do, I'm gonna take a look at Wowhead. Oop, for Cataclysm. I gotta do it differently. Wow, Holy, Pally, Prebis, Kata. Yeah, agreement. Hey, this is a weird one. I swear people don't know how to talk in chat. Oh my god, the person is talking to me again. I have to log out. He's spamming people. It's very uncool. Very not great. Actually, can I just block? Ignore. Hooray. Let's see. Pauldrons of Ambition? I think I already have that, don't I? Yeah! With full int? Yeah, I do actually. Shroud of Endless Grief, Mantle of Desire, I have that already. Is it buffed? 50 int? And the Flex Weave? Yes, it is. Nice, nice. Breastplate. No, I don't have that. Bindings of the Bracers of Imperious Truths. Do I have Hidden Purpose? Yes. Oh, Valor points. Do you remember what the last song you had was? I don't remember how long ago you sent that to me. But I am always up for hearing some more stuff that you send my way. Got that. That's still the best. Valor. Bad Mojo. Where are you at? Really? I never got boots of Bad Mojo? That doesn't feel right. Okay, whatever. Jewelry. Valor. Zenvorka. Wait, what do I have on me then? Nightweaver's Amulet. Yeah, so the next one's Valor. Rings. Twinned Band of Flowers. 365, 365. Yeah, okay, so I'm good there. Trinkets? Don't want that. Oh yeah, I could still do Tyrande. No, I don't want it because it's an on-use. I don't really care to use on-use things. I'm too lazy to use on-use things. Core of Ripeness? Oh, these are use ones. Tear of Blood, I have that. What do I have? Haste is good. This is really good. 346. Witching Hourglass. Tear of Blood. Did I never get Tear of Blood? Spirit versus 10% chance, 30% chance. Huh. Why did I never pick that up? I swear I used to have the Tear of Blood. Well, that's awkward. Weapons. I already have the best one that I can get for now. Shield. Zulian Ward, I think I already have that. Yes, I do. Relic. Valor. ANR. Yeah, so everything I need now is Valor. Okay, well, that was fun to find out. No weed. Oh my gosh. How did I do that? Is this... Why am I doing this? What the heck? That's something I have to think about now. I can't do this. This is just a comfortable position for me. Wow. Whoopsie. A pilot. Wait, so you're doing two things. You want to make a pilot for your show, and you want to do a React channel? Because honestly, React channels are probably the best thing you could do. I honestly think, like, this is so terrible, that I honestly think one of my best things I could be doing is trying to do something that would be similar to a React stream, like Moist Critical or freaking Hassan Piker or other React things, because honestly, that's something I can use my time for, even if it's super dumb. And I could admit that it's dumb, but that's just what I happen to be doing. At least until I get a different thing going on with the pharmacy tech or biomedicine. There's a possibility that I could end up shadowing somebody at the hospital and then pursue a biomedicine degree. Because honestly, something I think I'm missing right now is just going to school. I want to go to school, but it'd be way nicer to go to school if I was being paid to do it for something that is needed. But nobody's asking people to go to school. They're like, go to school if you pay for it. I'm like, you're the business with a lot of money. Why aren't you paying for it? And I'm like, am I just, oh, that's not how the world works? And this is why we have Teslas exploding in front of Trump Tower and, you know, CEOs that are, you know, being French revolutioned. My issue is I'm afraid of making enemies, and I'm afraid of being someone that people don't want to listen to. I feel like I have good things to talk about, but shoot, you have to eventually get to the point where you're willing to actually stand for something that people won't like. And also, things are way more complex than just this is good, this is bad. So, that's fun. I don't think Tolbrad's going to queue because there are no Horde players queuing right now. So I may switch to Helldivers. Everybody's sitting on the rooftops. Yeah, but I'm selfish and I want to please everyone. It's a hard time. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna switch over, I think. And, the heck? Did this just move? I'm watching the stream really quick. How long does it take before I see it on stream? Hello? It did move! What's the weirdest thing I've ever seen? Wow, that was strange. I mean, that's not the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I swear things are more exciting than that. Popping into Helldivers. Negative emotions are literally what stop me. I'm such a slave to the feeling of people's feelings impacting me, whether I want them to or not. Very frustrating. I know I'm also trying to kind of work on that myself. I'm at least, you know, I can realize that it's an issue, but realizing it is different than actually doing anything to, you know, help it. If I'm gonna do this, I think I'm gonna try streaming at 720p because 1080p is a hard thing for my computer to handle. I'm probably gonna have to restart the stream to do that though. So if I switch to, this is my Helldivers 2 scene. Okay. Now let's duplicate Helldivers, if I spell it right, divers to 720p. Okay. I've really done a lot to try and reduce notifications in general. I still read the chats. Like, I have been reading the chats, not like immediately, but I still am present, trying to see what's happening. But it's a lot. Oh, multiple sound devices. Give me a sec. All right, I fixed it. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was my, the audio from my microphone was being caught there. I fixed it. So for this one, I need to capture Helldivers 2, but it's going to be at 720p. Give me a moment to fix this up real quick. And I probably should just have that audio driver completely shut off because I don't want this microphone to catch audio. It doesn't need to, so I should just turn it off. But I'm worried that might fix or break other things. So I just turn it off in scenes when I get to it. I'll have that play for a bit.
Super Earth.
I'm gonna restart the stream.